Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
begin to
wander.
Oh, dude.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
Oopsies.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Oh, shit.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm focused.
Like a whole new Lewis.
Yeah. Oh, I'm focused.
So I let him go on.
So focused. Literally can't break my focus.
I even encouraged him.
Oh?
It seemed very promising at first.
Mm-hmm. Come on, where's the fish?
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, hello, little doggy. Come on, let's go on an adventure.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia.
Lewis-topia.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Hello.
Then he made musicians.
Hey. Dun, 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 dun,
And
dun,
songs for
dun,
them to play.
dun, 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 dun.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
Uh-oh. That's some dangerous things happening.
He held an election for mayor.
And he won.
And he won.
Of course he did. Hey.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Time to conquer new lands.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Yep.
New Louisville.
New Louisville. I love those.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yeah.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Alright, hold on.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Hi. Hang on, sorry, I'm busy doing something. Whee!
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Do I want a handsome queen or a beautiful prince? I want a handsome queen.
handsome queen.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Hey, baby girl. Ooh!
The queen was on her own quest for...
Sinister serpents, yeah. Hell
sinister
yeah.
serpents.
I would go for the beautiful prince, but I really don't feel like it today. Ooh. Whoopsies.
He followed the sound of her...
Silver harp. No! Electric guitar. Sorry, sitar. No, I want the silver harp. Turn back! The other way! Yeah.
silver harp.
There we go. Oh, oops,
His
sorry.
chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Ooh.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Whoa, hey, baby girl,
He
come
knew
back
the
here.
world was all in his imagination.
Baby girl. Oh, sorry. Oops. Just focusing on the fish for a moment. My bad. Whoa.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
A god. I am a god.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Yeah, sure. Baby girl, where you
My
going?
imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Yeah.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, hey, Steven! Hey, yo, Stacy! Ah, I remember the good times, Stacy. Yeah.
Including
Jeremiah.
the wise Calico who'd insisted on
My
advising
bro,
him.
my homie, my main man. Amy, I couldn't forget about you, Amy. Yeah, what's up? Josiah? I see you up there, Josiah. Hey! You made it to my
His queen
coronation.
waited, holding his crown.
Is Jonas here? Hold on. Is Jonas here? Oh, I see him. Hey, Jonas.
There was only one thing left to do.
Sorry, I'm supposed to stay on the carpet, aren't I? My first time.
Bend down his head.
Alright.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
How close am I to finishing?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
I like presents. Sometimes. I'll take a present.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
I prefer presents over...
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
presents over...
Or that Edie had a key to it.
arguing grown-ups. I love the gloves, I really do. It's great. The library looks different than I thought it did.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh, wow. That is super low.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
I ain't turning, I'm just going straight.
I got turned around.
Oh.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
I should have brought, the clover from Plants vs.
Things
Zombies.
I'd forgotten had ever existed.
The little clover thing from Plants vs. Zombies. Or the lantern from Plants vs.
But
Zombies.
when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car, and I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
I wasn't done reading my
The next
story.
morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Oh, I love doing this.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That was good. I didn't think I was gonna finish that all in one go. No. That was great. At the end of everything, finish all stories. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm really glad that I decided that I want to play this, that I wanted to play this. Because it was worth it. Going through it myself. And actually experiencing the game firsthand. Like anything, it's so much more... It's so much better and more different than going through it by watching someone else play it. Everything is always different experiencing it firsthand rather than hearing about it or watching it. See Johan's name in the ending credits. That was really good. I love the music, I love the story. I think my favorite one was probably the cannery place. Oh no, wait, but the froggy. I don't know. All of it was really, really cool. I love the secret passages. That was an interesting thing. I wish I could have heard the end of that story that the grandma was trying to tell little Edith. The beaches. Roller skate. I remember being obsessed with this game, along with other games, obviously. But this was one of them where I absolutely loved the story. And I still do love it. Trick or treats, one of my favorite. Guard for life too. And that was great. The end. Oh. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Oh, interesting. I definitely will play through this again. Just on my own to get the achievements, because I do enjoy doing that. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought down below. I'll leave a link to the game in the description, because why not? But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.